Because when the water temperature is high, most of the fish are kept in a mud pond, which we cannot do much thing.
Yeah.
Release the fish, see you in autumn, and cannot give much treatment.
Okay.
So what I do is, for example, the end of from October, start harvest. Pick up the fish from a mud pond, and before I put the fish in the concrete pond, the metabolism is low as well.
Okay. And you don't feed them.
And we don't feed them. No feeding until the springtime.
Okay.
Berawal dari hobi dan aku menyukai ikan koi. Beribu kegagalan jadikan pengalaman guru besarku.
Apa kabar koi lovers? Jangan lupa bahagia. Ini saya sekarang berada di Solaris dan hari ini sedang rame-rame di sini. Lagi ada acara talk show dengan Mr. Hiroshi dari Jepang. Ini banyak sekali di sini yang hadir. Lagi ngobrol-ngobrol sama Citan, Paman Keko, dan Hiroshi sendiri. Nah, ini acara hari ini apa ini?
Hari ini sebenarnya kita ada acara release day. Jadi di kita Solarisco itu ada acara tahunan. Acara tahunannya itu adalah smartphone grow out. Nah, di setiap tahunnya dari dulu kita selalu adakan acara release day. Jadi ikannya kita rilis ke smartphone. Nah, dan kita para pesertanya datang ngumpul dan juga beberapa teman-teman Solaris datang ngumpul. Kita ngobrol di sini dan hari ini khusus ada Hiroshi Toyama dari Jepang. Dan juga ada Dr. Citan, jadi kita bikin talk show supaya bahan edukasi buat teman-teman yang hadir, ada edukasinya. Sekali yang lagi jalan sekarang itu talk show.
Talk show, ini tentang apa yang dibahas?
Talk show tentang kesehatan ikan.
Kesehatan ikan.
Jadi memang karena bahasa Inggris, itunya saudara sumbernya kan Hiroshi Toyama.
Iya.
Dia hanya bisa berbahasa Inggris, jadi makanya kita talk show-nya pakai bahasa Inggris.
Oke, nanti kalau pengen yang nggak ngerti bahasa Inggris, kita tanya-tanya ke Dr. Citan langsung. Boleh ya?
Nanya-nanya ke Dr. Citan. Boleh.
Jadi nanti di sini mau diadakan KC. Ini ikannya yang mau di KC. Ada berapa ekor? 20. Hah? Oh, 20 sama yang sana ya? Oh, di belakangnya ada. Oh, ini 5. Yang ini 15. Sama ini 5. Kayaknya ada di sini, nggak kelihatan ya? Oke. Oh, bisa dibuka. Ono lerekan nih.
Khusus ini buat Mas.
Khusus ya? Bisa dibuka ya? Nah, ini kohaku ada size berapa aja nih? 40 BU. 35, 38, 40 ya. Ini kalau mau tanya ke siapa ini? Dari farm mana ini? Hah? Oh, Dainichi. Oh, sorry. Ya, ini aja. Dengan Mas siapa ini?
Mas Andi.
Mas Andi. Dari Dainichi. Ini dibesarkan di sini atau dari sana datang udah ukuran segini?
Dibesarkan di sini. Tadinya waktu datang itu ukurannya 17 cm sampai 20.
17-20 waktu datang.
Iya.
Sekarang udah 35 up ya?
Iya, 35 up.
40 BU berarti berapa bulan?
Ini sekitar masuk ini kan udah pernah masuk smartphone ya? Sekitar 3 bulanan.
3 bulan ya?
3 bulan.
3 bulan sampai segini ya?
Iya, 40.
Tosai berarti?
Tosai.
Tosai.
Bilangnya jambo tosai ya?
Iya, jambo tosai. Ini ada 20 ekor, nanti mau dilelang. Kemudian kalau yang sebelah
ini sebenarnya udah bukan dilelang, ini udah di event.
Oh, ini sudah, ini mau dijuri?
Enggak, ini tuh mau di GO.
Oh, mau dirilis, mau dilepas. Oh, ini bukan dilelang, tapi mau dilepas ke smartphone ya nanti ya?
Iya.
Mau dilepas ke smartphone. Yang dilelang yang mana?
Yang dilelang.
Yang ini. Woi, gede-gede. Nanti langsung sama Hiroshi ya berarti?
Iya, sama Hiroshi.
Yang buka harga. Ini 4 ekor apa aja nih? Soa 2, kohaku,
asaginya 1. Sama yang di sebelah.
Yang ini
kohaku 3,
tanco soa
Pancosowa sama Sanke.
Sama Sanke. Kalau yang kecil ini?
Yang kecil Isa.
Isa ya?
Isa.
Ini dilelang juga nanti?
Ya, cuman ini lelangnya random.
Oh, random? Random itu gimana?
Random itu nanti peserta yang milih.
Peserta yang milih?
Iya.
Tapi dilelang semua?
Tapi dilelang semua. Nanti peserta yang milih yang mana, nanti tetap dilelang live. Dan itu pun belum tentu kan yang dapat yang milih.
Oh gitu.
Iya.
Berarti misal saya milih terus dilelang gitu nggak apa-apa nanti ya?
Iya.
Nggak harus saya yang dapat gitu?
Enggak.
Oke. Ini ukurannya 20 ya?
20 up.
20 up. Dari Isa?
Isa.
Oke, ini saya sekarang bersama Dokter Citan.
Halo.
Yang tadi sudah gini-gini, tapi aku nggak ngerti.
Gini-gini maksudnya apa?
Gini-gini tapi aku nggak ngerti. Nah, di dalam talk show tadi itu kan tentang apa ya, penyakit ya?
Pertama ngomongin penyakit.
Nah, itu apa aja? Ringkasan isinya tadi apa aja?
Jadi tadi tuh sebenarnya lebih kebedain ya, kalau di Indonesia tuh penyakitnya banyaknya tuh apa, kalau di Jepang tuh apa. Nah, kalau di Indonesia ini tadi berdasarkan pengalamanku memang banyaknya kutu sama infeksi bakteri lah, Aeromonas, Pseudomonas itu udah paling banyak. Yang lain-lainnya itu ya ada juga sih kayak white spot gitu, tapi nggak banyak lah, white spot jamur gitu, tapi nggak terlalu banyak. Nah, kalau di Jepang itu ternyata banyaknya sleeping disease.
Tidur.
Sama sinking.
Kalau sinking tuh kenapa?
Kalau sinking tadi sih dia cerita ya penyebabnya macam-macam, dan ternyata kalau di sana ada beberapa yang ternyata secara normal tuh bisa sembuh. Maksudnya
bisa sembuh sendiri?
Iya, bisa sembuh sendiri kalau di sana gitu. Ya, kalau di sini nggak tahu ya, mungkin kalau ada teman-teman yang ada yang pengalaman gitu nanti bisa cerita-cerita gitu.
Itu sinking itu karena apa sih?
Sebenarnya penyebabnya macam-macam sih.
Banyak faktor ya?
Banyak faktor. Bisa umur, bisa terus injury traumatik ya, traumatic injury, jadi misalnya dia nabrak atau apa gitu.
Oh gitu bisa?
Bisa. Kaget, terus habis itu karena pokoknya bentuk dari swim bladdernya berubah sedikit tuh dia langsung tenggelam.
Kalau temen-temen tuh kan kalau sinking katanya gelembung renangnya rusak atau gimana gitu. Memang gitu ya?
Memang begitu. Jadi kalau misalnya kita lihat di X-ray ya gelembung renangnya udah nggak normal aja gitu. Nggak normalnya macam-macam. Ada yang isinya bisa air. Oh gitu. Ada yang ternyata bisa gelembung banget.
Mekar gitu.
Ya, mekar. Tapi
itu
kalau
karena
mekar,
stres.
Tapi kalau mekar biasanya dia agak ngambang sih. Tapi itu jarang.
Oh gitu. Kalau yang kepalanya di bawah gini?
Stres
itu karena
tuh,
stres. Bisa sembuh sendiri berarti.
Bisa sembuh sendiri biasanya. Jadi ya melihara parameter air yang pinter lah.
Oke. Kalau yang sleeping,
kalau yang sleeping sebenarnya tadi sih dia bilang memang kalau share sama siapa Hiroshi ya, sama Hiroshi itu memang treatmentnya sangat sulit ya. Bahkan sebenarnya kalau menurut kacamata medis nggak bisa ditreatment.
Nggak bisa ya? Nggak bisa
karena dia virus. Paling yang kita treatment itu cuma gejalanya doang.
Oh gitu, itu virus ya?
Virus, masuknya ke virus kalau sleeping disease. Jadi paling kalaupun bisa ditreatment ya virusnya bakal tetap ada di situ gitu.
Oke, jadi Jepang, Indonesia sama aja?
Sama aja, sama. Tadi dia juga bilang sulit sekali mentreatment koi sleeping disease. Jadi bisa jadi tadi dia sempat cerita kalau misalnya ada 100 ekor, yang 60 ekor mati.
Oh gitu ya?
Gitu, karena memang ada cairan di rongga tubuhnya, iya. Gitu.
Oh gitu, jadi memang sleeping itu memang sudah, mungkin semua ikan punya penyakit itu?
Enggak juga sih, enggak semua ikan punya penyakit itu juga. Tapi ya kalau ikan yang udah kena sleeping disease memang sulit untuk.
Itu kan sekali kena langsung semua kan gitu kan?
Tingkat tingkat morbiditasnya, tingkat penyebarannya enggak sekencang KHV sih. Kalau KHV kan satu kena itu
langsung
bisa nyebar semua. Kalau koi sleeping disease tuh enggak.
Oh gitu.
Lebih rendah. Jadi misalnya misalnya ada 100 ekor, satu kena mungkin yang kena 70 ekor.
Oh gitu, masih ada yang kuat itu ya?
Masih ada yang kuat, benar.
Okay.
Jadi nggak sesadis KHV.
Kalau KHV saya belum pernah nemu sih.
Jangan.
Tapi itu jangan. Sedih. Itu kalau kita kena KHV satu Indonesia kena semua.
Udah sedih deh, pokoknya jangan mengulang masa lalu. Terus tadi dia cerita lagi apa ya? Tadi ada yang nanya chiller, karena chiller ini kan populer banget.
Itu gimana kalau chiller?
Karena harapannya chiller itu kan sebenarnya bisa skin quality, body quality-nya tuh bisa lebih bagus gitu kan. Nah, tapi kalau di Indonesia chiller itu kan biasanya suhunya itu di setting kayak 24.
Iya, 24 26.
24 sampai 26 gitu. sedangkan suhu air kita tuh 29-30.
Iya betul.
Nah ternyata menurut Hiroshi kalau misalnya penurunan suhunya cuma segitu itu nggak terlalu berpengaruh.
Aman.
Iya aman, tapi nggak terlalu berpengaruh ke skin quality sama body quality menurut
gitu.
dia. Iya.
Harusnya gimana?
Jadi kata dia ya mereka kenapa skin quality-nya sama body quality-nya bagus karena memang suhu air di sana itu bisa 8 sampai 10 derajat
gitu.
Ketika winter, ketika musim dingin. Gitu. Jadi ya disitulah peran suhunya memang benar-benar
ekstrim banget.
Iya, ekstrim banget. Beda banget. Makanya kata dia kalau misalnya kalian cuma nurunin sampai suhu 24-25.
Percuma gitu.
Iya, kata dia gua rasa nggak banyak
perubahan.
Iya, kata dia.
Jadi
gitu.
chiller ya perlu sih tapi nggak begitu.
Betul, nggak mandatory lah gitu. Maksudnya tanpa chiller ya sebenarnya skin quality, body quality bisa oke juga lah gitu.
Oke. Nah, kalau di Jepang pada saat suhu 10 derajat itu gimana?
Mereka
Ikannya?
memang stop makan, nggak makan sama sekali karena tadi dia juga cerita si Hiroshi kalau ikan itu benar-benar cenderung di bawah terus, diem di bawah karena metabolismenya rendah, nggak makan, jadi ya dia ke fase hibernasi gitu ya.
Oh gitu.
Gitu.
Jadi memang suhu air memang segitu, bener?
Memang
10.
segitu, iya.
Ikannya
Bahkan
diem.
mereka, tadi dia cerita bahkan mereka itu sampai beli gas untuk ngangetin air.
Oh ya, airnya diangetin.
Betul, karena kalau misalnya mereka kan tetap ngejar balki nih, tetap kepengen ngasih makan
harus
gitu
kasih
kan.
makan.
Iya, harus kasih makan gitu kan. Kalau enggak ya walau bagaimanapun walaupun dia hibernasi akan tetap ngurus gitu.
Iya.
Itu mereka sampai nggak tahu ya, tadi dia ceritanya agak kurang jelasnya, jadi dia pokoknya sampai beli gas untuk manasin air gitu buat ngegodok ke ikannya gitu.
Biar ikannya nggak kedinginan. Berarti
gitu.
kalau di Indonesia tidak ada pegunungan yang suhu rendah masih aman harusnya ya?
Masih aman, harusnya masih aman ya, toh kan nggak akan serendah 8-10 derajat.
Iya, masih ekstrim di Jepang banget.
Iya, paling berapa sih suhunya kalau ini dingin?
15 paling.
15. Oh ya, tadi dia bilang dipanasin itu sampai suhu 15 derajat.
15 ya.
Gitu. Memang pada suhu 8 sampai 10 derajat itu menurut dia enaknya adalah ikan nggak akan sakit.
Gitu ya?
Ikan tidak akan sakit karena memang bakteri di suhu 8 sampai 10 derajat itu juga inaktif gitu.
Oh, malah gitu.
Betul.
Berarti hampir sama dengan suhu di atas 30 gitu.
Betul.
Oh, ilmu anyar ini.
Ilmu anyar ini, Cah.
Jadi kalau suhunya rendah di bawah 15 mungkin, di bawah 10.
Di bawah 10.
Di bawah 10 itu aman bakteri.
Aman bakteri gitu. Makanya ikan udah nggak dikasih makan, suhunya rendah, dia hibernasi, nggak ada bakteri, jadi ikan cenderung sehat. Makanya dia bilang agak beda sama di sini. Kalau di sini pasti lebih challenging, ikan bakal lebih sering sakit dibandingin di Jepang.
Iya betul.
Gitu.
Tapi jangan dicoba ya suhu 8, 10.
Iya jangan, karena nggak cocok buat iklim.
Nanti ikannya nggak makan kurus kayak aku. Kan nggak mau makan kalau suhunya rendah.
Iya bener.
Oke, ada tambahan lagi?
Tadi kurang lebih itu sih dia nyeritain perbedaan tategoi dan teteshita. Tadi dia nyeritain memang menurut dia tategoi itu ya bahan untuk di-keep sama breeder gitu dan tidak akan dijual.
Tidak sebelum dijual. Jadi ya.
Betul, sebelum memang benar-benar jadi gitu.
Kalau teteshita?
Kalau teteshita itu sebenarnya bagian dari tategoi yang sudah dikuling. Yang udah disortir. Jadi misalnya dari 1000 ekor nih disortir dapat 300 tategoi. Gitu seiring berjalannya waktu sebulan 2 bulan itu yang 300 ekor tadi dikuling. Dapat nih 100 ekor. Kulingannya 100 ekor ini dijual. Jadi teteshita namanya.
Oh gitu. Berarti yang tategoi dibesarkan, yang nggak dibesarkan namanya teteshita.
Betul. Yang dijual itu namanya teteshita.
Bukan Tante Sinta loh ya.
Beda.
Teteshita itu namanya. Jadi
gitu.
ada teteshita itu di bawahnya tategoi.
Betul.
Oke.
Nanti dari 300 kan tadi udah keluar nih 100, sisa 200 kan. Nanti misalnya disortir lagi 100 lagi. Gitu itu jadinya teteshita.
Oh gitu.
Nanti yang 100 ekornya tadi jadinya tategoi.
Kalau di sini mungkin grade A atau high quality gitu ya.
Nah, iya mungkin.
Oke. Kan di atas high quality masih ada yang calon show. High quality kan belum tentu itu bisa menjadikan show.
Betul.
Jadi
ya paling enak
ya?
dipandang mata gitu ya kalau high quality ya.
Betul. Oke, sudah ya mungkin ya?
Sudah.
Oke, terima kasih banyak Bu Dokter. Tercantik hari ini.
Aduh, terima kasih.
Kita ketemu hari ini. Sering ketemu tapi jarang-jarang ngobrol bareng.
Betul.
Kita sudah selesai ya untuk acaranya tadi talk show. Dan kita sudah tanya-tanya juga ke Dokter Citan. Untuk acara kita kali ini akan ditutup oleh Dokter Citan. Monggo Dokter. Saya tak pergi dulu.
Jadi hari ini sangat meriah bukan acaranya, tapi karena saya tidak bisa guyon seperti Om Suba. Jadi para pecinta dan peminat koi, Terima kasih atas atensinya. Semoga koi-koi kita berbahagia. Ciao.
Oke, terima kasih.
Maybe you can share. So what I'm doing right now for this past, I think, 2 years. Yeah. For first one is I am doing preventive. Preventive. Yes, preventive action. It means every time hobbyists buy a new fish, and then
you check the fish.
Yes. Then it is mandatory. Actually, it is mandatory for hobbyists, yeah, for koi owner to call the fish doctor.
Okay. To check the fish.
To check the fish because we don't know what's inside.
Okay.
You only know what's outside. Yeah, so they only see, oh, okay, the koi fish is okay, looks healthy, they want to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know what's inside the gills. You don't know what's inside the slime.
Okay.
So
you need to check them.
Yes, you need to check them. Preventive examination is important. So I do a lot.
Okay.
I do that a lot here. Okay. And then also common disease. Most common disease what I found in Indonesia is
fish lice.
Fish lice. Like argulus. Yeah.
Fish lice.
Yeah, fish lice a lot, and then
paling banyak kutu lah di Indonesia.
Yes,
ya.
and then bacterial infection is because every time koi fish, every time the stress level is increasing in koi fish, Aeromonas can get infect the fish a bit easy, because the stress level is increasing, so it's easy for them to get the bacterial infection. That's the most cases here in Indonesia. So I know some of the owner, maybe they just they try any medication by themselves. Yeah, but sometimes it works. Yeah, sometimes it works when they try it by themselves at home, but sometimes
it make it worse.
Yes, sometimes it make it worse because they keep mixing
the medicine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they don't know what happened, right? They don't know what happened, so they keep mixing the medicine. It makes the fish worse. In worse condition. That is why you have to call your fish doctor to make it just to make sure what's the cause, and then to make sure what's the right treatment.
Okay.
That's the most cases. And then I just told that I don't know, maybe because they don't know how to spawn the fish. Yeah, so tumor is very common in Indonesia.
Tumor, okay.
Yeah, tumor is very common. Of course, you cannot treat tumor by yourself, right? So you have to call the fish doctor.
Okay.
Definitely. And then what else? Any infection like protozoa is also happens a lot, like white spot. White spot happens a lot. I think that's the most cases in Indonesia.
Okay.
Maybe you can share yours.
Okay, in Japan, what is the most cases of fish disease in Japan? Sinking?
No, sleeping disease, Alamonas, Daxilo.
Okay.
I think those are the very common disease which we have in Japan. But to be honest with you, we Japanese sometimes don't have much information or knowledge about the treatment of the fish. Sometimes.
Really?
This is because it's a season. Japan has the four season, right?
Okay.
From the spring to autumn, we keep the fish in the mud pond.
Yeah.
Then we harvest in the autumn.
Okay.
Then until the springtime, we keep the fish in the facility. But most of the time, water temperature is quite low. Because of the water temperature, bacteria also not active.
I see.
So I think you guys have more opportunity to face the fish health problem rather than us. Because when the water temperature is high, most of the fish are kept in a mud pond, which we cannot do much thing.
Yeah.
Release the fish, see you in autumn, and cannot give much treatment.
Okay.
So what I do is, for example, the end of from October, start harvest. Pick up the fish from a mud pond, and before I put the fish in the concrete pond, I give the formalin.
Formalin.
To kill the worm in the gill.
I see.
And release into the concrete pond. Then after a while, maybe like a month or 2 months later, give maybe 2 or 3 medicine for the prevention to kill the whatever the bacteria is on their body. But as I said, because of the water temperature, we don't have much problem until springtime.
Okay.
This is not only the health problem. Sometimes you guys have more knowledge and an experience about the filtration as well. You can find out when you go to Japan. You can take a look at the facility, Japanese breeder facility. Sometimes the filtration is very simple, not complicated, and very simple, not strong. Why? Because we don't need to have the strong filtration because of the water temperature. When the water temperature is low, the metabolism is low as well.
Okay, and you don't feed them.
And we don't feed them. No feeding
little.
until the springtime.
Okay.
And no low metabolism, no feeding, and because of the low temperature, bacteria also come.
Understood.
So the problem is in the springtime when the water temperature getting higher and sunlight become longer, like especially on March April, the fish start having the higher metabolism. And because of the metabolism, water quality goes down. Then bacteria become active as well.
I see.
So at that time, the most important thing is the observation. Just pay attention to the fish every day. And if you find anything a little bit different, maybe give some treatment in advance.
Okay.
Before it get worse.
Ya. Oke. Jadi kalau di Jepang lebih banyak karena apa ya? Perubahan-perubahan musimnya yang terjadi, jadi siklusnya itu begitu karena ada 4 musim di sana ya, dan justru pada saat musim dingin karena water temperature low itu bakterinya juga nggak aktif, ikannya juga nggak makan, dan juga tentang kolam juga kan beberapa orang tanya ke saya kolam-kolamnya breeder-breeder di Jepang kayak apa sih? Kita ketawa aja, kolamnya is very simple gitu ya, sederhana banget. The filtration is very simple gitu. They just use brush, all just brush. Ya paling ada bagi shower dengan media keramik kayak gitu. That's all gitu. Jadi kalau kita lari ke arah kolam, the pond in Japan is much more simple than our pond here in Indonesia, which is very sophisticated and complicated. Sophisticated, which is also complicated sometimes. Yeah. Okay. What about sinking dishes? Is it happen a lot in Japan? Sinking dishes?
No, it's not a lot. Sometimes, only a few times in a year, as far as I see. Not many fish. For example, I have my own stock, hundreds of the fish, but I found 1 piece last year.
Okay.
Another piece was maybe a couple years before. So sinking disease is not that common.
Okay. Sleeping disease maybe a lot more. Sleeping
disease, yes.
Okay.
Sleeping disease, yeah, it's very common.
Okay.
For the toast side, especially.
Is that right? When a fish got a sinking disease once, then it will not happen again on that kind of fish. Is that right?
I think she knows problem more than me, but sinking disease is the latter problem. When the fish swim, they want to go up, go down, and they have some air back in the body, right? And the problem is the water leaks in the back.
In the swim bladder.
Right. So unless you take the water out, you may not be able to cure. But as I said, I had one fish got sinking problem. I've done nothing because I can't give the operation. But this spring, she swam okay, well, yeah, normal. So I can't deny the possibility that the sinking disease can be recovered naturally as well.
Okay. Sinking di Indonesia banyak nggak kasusnya?
Not so many.
Not so many.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we compare to bacterial infection cases, much more bacterial infection cases than than so many.
Okay, another question. Sinking disease bisa disembuhin nggak sih? From medical side, can you cure a sinking disease fish?
It depends, but yes, we can. But it will depends on the case. It will depends on the cause. It will depends what makes it sinking.
Okay.
If sinking is just because there's water inside the swim bladder, we can cure it. We can just take out the liquid and then we put some gas inside back, and then the fish will be normal. Yeah, but if there's something happen like I usually do an X-ray.
Okay, X-ray.
Yeah, before I do any treatment of sinking. Yeah, so I can see the position of the swim bladder correctly. Yeah. So the one that we cannot cure if
the shape is changed.
The shape is changed.
Not normal.
And then it is not supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. The place is just moving from the original place.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that we cannot cure.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it moves from the original place.
Betul. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that we cannot cure. But if only there's a liquid inside, then actually we can do an aspiration of the liquid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Tuyan Masang. Let me ask you a question. As a hobbyist, when we have a pond at home, what is the normal and acceptable mortality rate in 1 year? Mortality. If I have, for example, I have 20 pieces koi. In 1 year, then die 1 or 2. Is that normal? How many percent is normal? Of course, if I have 20 and then 15 of them died, that's not normal, right?
Okay. For example, about the sleeping disease. After we harvest the tolsai from the mat pond on September, we keep them in a concrete pond. And when they got sleeping disease, we give the treatment. But this treatment is very difficult, especially last 2 years before, 2022 and 2021. I lost more than half of my production because of the sleeping disease. Although whatever the treatment I give keeps dying, cannot stop.
It didn't work.
It's like from the spring, I do the spawning, do the culling all the time until the autumn, harvested like 2,000 pieces. Okay, this year production good. Then after they got sleeping disease, the quantity become like less than 1,000. So many tategoi died. So it's a lot of quantity. But after fish become like a knee size and higher, we don't lose much fish in the facility again because we don't feed them because of the water temperature. Most of the case, why fish got sick because we feed them. If we don't feed them,
They don't sick.
they stay okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we feed, they have a chance to lose their health condition. So during the winter time, we don't lose much fish unless the water quality is okay. If water quality is stable and okay, fish don't die much.
Ya, jadi sebenarnya sejalan juga dengan statement yang saya pernah berikan sebenarnya. Faktor apa sih yang paling merusak kolam? Ya pakan. Ya pakan. Yang bikin air koinya pada sakit apa ya? Awalnya dari pakan. Jadi kalau koi nggak dikasih pakan ternyata aman-aman aja tuh, gitu ya. nggak akan sakit gitu. My question is as a hobbyist, not as a breeder. For example, myself as a hobbyist, I have a pond at home with 20 pieces of koi inside. How many pieces is acceptable to die? I mean, then you call me a good keeper. Is 10% mortality rate still acceptable or is not acceptable?
Acceptable or not is up to you actually. But again, I heard about Japanese hobbyists who keep the koi in Japan, and again, when the spring has come, fish start swimming around and come to you at the pond. So you feel you want to feed them, right?
Yeah.
And if you feed, they lose their health condition and die. But if you be patient not to feed until April or sometime around April or May. Then although you feed, the fish can stay healthy.
Okay.
So how many percent? 0 is the best.
So the point ya, intinya kalau di Indonesia itu kan puspakan kayak gitu ya. Just be careful lah tentang puspakan kayak begitu. Ikan kita gendut-gendut tetapi kita put them in big risk of being sick gitulah ya. Jadi pakan selalu harus hati-hati banget karena itu faktor utama yang merusak air kolam. Intinya itu aja sih gitu. Anything else? Yes.
Rusi-san, I want to ask you as a hobbyist, maybe in the comparison for the hobbyist here and in Japan, I want to know what about checking the water parameter, right? And now normally in here as a hobbyist, I got my pond right at my home. Normally I only check the water whether it is clear, pristine or not. But I never check, like for example the TDS, the pH, or and the other parameters. Do you think for me as a hobbyist need to do that? I mean, based on your experience in the Japan, or the same question to you, doctor? Yeah, thank you.
I think it's really good to know the water condition because fish live in water, so the water condition is very important for the fish. I have a customer in England, Europe. They have the very hard water. TDS is about 200 to 300. It's quite high, huh? And according to them, keeping the koi in the hot water is very difficult. Soft water is much easier, he said. So less TDS is more easier to maintain. And for example, KH, GH, if those are higher, the maintenance of the health condition is difficult, I heard. And especially if you feed the fish, the water, the pH become lower. And this pH gives a strong affection if the TDS is high. Like a pH shock. I'm not sure whether you may find the pond condition and fish suffer because of the pH shock. suddenly the pH drop and the fish and the water become like a pink, totally pink or something like that. That kind of the big difference is very stressful for the fish, and I think that is related to the TDS as well. So if you know your water is high TDS, you need to be careful about the pH. And although the water is crystal clear, clean, fish looks okay, but if the pH is not high, like a 6 point something, you have to be careful.
Second question about the temperature, right? Because here, you know, Indonesian is, of course, is hotter than the Japanese, right? And then the Japan, right? So normally we use the chiller, right? Chiller. You know, for example, we plan to use the chiller for 4 because if we want to achieve 25 or 26 Celsius. My question for both of you: is it matter? Is it? I mean, the difference between when we use the chiller or we don't use the chiller, is it significant difference between the two treatment, or basically just a mic, or just you know, it's not based on the reality?
The difference of the water temperature affects the disease or not? That's the question.
No, using the chiller. Because the normal temperature, water temperature here around Jakarta is about 29 to 30 degrees Celsius. So some people use a chiller to lower down the temperature to be 25, 26 degrees. Is it necessary? Is it good or not? What's your advice?
The temperature difference between 25 to 30 doesn't make difference, I think. For example, my facility in Niigata, during the winter time, water temperature is about 8 to 10. So cold. So the fish...
It's during winter.
8 to 10 during the winter time.
Okay.
So the fish stay in the bottom. Yeah. They don't swim. Yeah. Because it's cold. And again, when the spring has come, water temperature become around 14, 15, then fish become active. Okay. At that time, then bacteria also become active as well. This is not a scientific research and fact, but I heard from the breeder, when the water temperature become over 20, dactylo and virus, yeah. Sorry, I forgot the name of the bacteria. What is the major bacteria? Alomonas. Okay, Alomonas become more active from over 20 degrees. So when we give the sleeping disease treatment, we care about the water temperature. Because if the water temperature is more than 20, more bacteria would be more activated. So, but if you lower the temperature from 30 to 25, I think it's basically same.
Ya, jadi kalau praktek di Indonesia kan paling-paling gitu ya. Yeah, so we lower from 30 to 25, 24 minimum. Because it's really difficult using a chiller machine, you know, to lower down the temperature.
About the fish disease, one thing you may need to careful is the complication.
Let me make it more clear. Most of Indonesian people to put a chiller in the pond to lower down the temperature is to achieve a better color and skin quality. Does it work? And also the body conformation, as people say, you can achieve better body conformation and all that. Is that right?
Yes. Because if the water temperature is high, fish metabolism is high. Yes. So although you feed a lot, they consume the energy as well. But if you lower the temperature, the acquisition of the calorie is same, but consumption is become low. So the fish become fatter. Yeah. That's why if you want to maintain the color and body conformation, you need to use the chiller, although the electricity fee is expensive. And in our case, we need to pay the gas to heat up the water because, as I said, water temperature is 8. If I want to feed, I need to raise the water temperature.
Ya, jadi bener lah, chiller itu ada gunanya gitu. Ya, di samping itu sih kalau kita turunkan sedikit, biasanya oksigen terlarutnya kan bisa dipompa lebih naik lagi. Usually the koi becomes a little bit slow, nggak terlalu banyak gerak kayak gitu ya, in a lower temperature. Gitu, yes. Nah, ya nggak apa-apa. Mau pesen chiller? Atau mau ditambah? Sekarang baru 4 PK kan? Jadiin 8. Itu listriknya lebih murah. Soalnya termostatnya kan jarang ini. Hah?
Pemegang saham.
Malah lebih murah. Kalau lebih gede PK-nya lebih murah. Operationnya lebih murah. Installnya lebih mahal, tapi operationnya lebih murah. Soalnya termostatnya jarang cetek gitu. Oke.
I want to ask you. I heard the quantity of the fry from the one parent or one pair of parent fish is like more than 1,000, 10,000, more than that, almost 100, right? More. How many pieces you pick from that 50,000 fry to keep as a tosai? Normally as a breeder.
Let me answer your question. What variety are you talking about?
Normally. General.
Okay. Okay. How to say? For example, the quantity of the egg is nothing to do with the size of the parent. For example, although I have 8 TCM Isa Showa, but if I want to breed, the quantity of the egg I can get from her is only like 100 grams. So little. The berry is hard and she doesn't carry the egg much. But I have another Goshiki, 50 cm. I can get like a 600 grams. And some parents, some female, release, for example, the egg 1 kg, which is considered quite a lot. 1 kg is a lot. The big 1 meter Showa, the Saito bought the new parent fish, 1 meter Showa, and he did an artificial spawning this year. He got 2 kg egg, which is quite a lot. I don't know how many pieces is the 2 kg egg, but it's generally speaking, if we have 1 kg egg, it's easy to get 200 to 300,000 fry from one parent fish, because the quantity of the also doesn't promise the quantity of the fry as well. How many percent hatch in success is also different. Sometimes the condition of the sperm is not fresh, or some condition of the egg is not good. Sometimes only 20% of the egg hatch. So, yeah, we actually don't know how many fry we can get, but if the spawning becomes successful, around 200,000 fry we can get. Then this is interesting information, and the breeder says, okay, I will release 70,000 fry in this one matpon. So I asked them, how do you count 70,000? It's like there is a small, like the tequila shot, you know, Japanese sake shot. One scoop, 20,000. What? Really? Who said that? I don't know. Everybody said. But I was searching on the internet and I found the scientific research result that was true. 50 cc of the fry. 50 cc of the fry is shit, I forgot. Wait. One scoop, 10,000, 50. It's about 30,000 fry. 50cc cup. Like for example, if you go back to the home and do the laundry, you have the small cup to measure the right.
Soup.
Yeah. We use that and
okay.
scoop the fry and almost 50cc. Okay, 30,000. And make it to 60,000. Then release into the mapon.
Yeah.
Then after 30 days, we do the first culling. Second culling, third culling. Normally we do culling 3 to 4 times until we harvest. The quantity we can get from one mapon is very different from the result. If the parent is like a good, we can get, I don't know, maybe 1,000 pieces. But for example, if it's the kohaku and production is not well, sometimes we get only 100 pieces. Although it doesn't mean 100 pieces all tategoi class. Maybe like a 30 pieces, 40 pieces, very cheap. Tategoi class only like a 10, 20. So production is very small.
Yeah.
So so for the one for one parent fish, normally how many tategoi you keep into the nisai? So from the tosai, you select your tategoi and become tateshita, and after that to the nisai, how many pieces you keep as a breeder for the nisai?
Okay, this is I need to explain whole structure about the breeding, because we do the culling and control the quantity of the tategoi based on quality, of course, but at the same time we also control the culling by the quantity as well. For example, if the result of the tosa is not good, okay, maybe we can get only 100 tategoi. For example, my case, I keep 300 pieces tategoi. But as I said, 2022-21, I lost more than 50% of the tosai, so the tategoi become much less, 50 to 100 pieces. But if I only release 50 to 100 pieces based on quality, I get mat pond empty, right? If I have like the facility, I have like let's say 5 mat pond for the nisai. But if I only cull based on the quality and they only get 50, 2 pond will be empty. So I have to compromise the quality, but I keep 300 pieces, as same as last year. It doesn't mean, so maybe the quality of the nisai become lower than the previous year. But yeah, I try to keep the same quantity. Although I become successful and I got I got 500 pieces of tategoi. Although I cull based on the quality, production very well. But if I don't have a space, what to do? I select 300 pieces, sell 200 pieces tateshita. Or I try to find a new pond. So,
jadi intinya ada kejar setoran juga ya.
And for the variety is also related to the quantity as well. Showa is easier, to be honest. Showa is much easier.
Then
Kohaku, Sanke, Kohaku is more difficult. Sanke is like a hell.
Sanke is like a hell.
Sanke. Okay, we have a Japanese saying, Sanke breeder is poor breeder. Although Sanke is the Gosanke, Kohaku, Sanke, Showa, right? It's like the top 3. Popularity, Showa is the top. Kohaku, Sanke, not many people buy. Production is worse. Very difficult. So any breeder who focus on Sanke is very difficult.
Understood. Okay. I would like to ask you a question. What is the difference between the terminology of tategoi and tateshita? People usually cannot differentiate those two. What is tategoi? What is tateshita?
Right. To be honest, it's not about the quality. Tategoi means koi is a koi, right? Tateru is normally, okay, in Japanese, tatsu, we stand. Okay? Tatsu. Tatsu. Tategoi is like a tateru, is like a make it stand. But that's the koi, thank you. Koi term is a little bit different. We keep the fish in a mat pond and make them bigger and harvest from the mat pond. We call it tategoi. So, for example, even fish shit quality, I believe this is good, and put it into the mat pond, that's a tategoi.
Okay, okay. So it's purely your decision, purely the breeder decision,
right,
to say this is a tategoi.
Tategoi, I keep for myself and put it into the mat pond, and they expect the good prospective future.
Okay.
We call it tategoi.
Okay. So I hope after 6 months, then it becomes more valuable, more expensive, more
yes.
better fish. You know, bigger fish, better fish, then I can sell it with higher price. So is that tategoi?
Yeah, that's we call it tategoi.
Okay.
The breeder keep it ourselves, not for sale. That's the tategoi, and put into the mat pond. Yes.
Okay. And tateshita?
Tateshita, shita means below, so that means below tategoi fish.
Okay.
Tate, shita, tate is tategoi, right?
Koi.
Shita is below.
Koi and tateshita is
Below.
below.
Okay. So this is like little bit, how to say, not fragile, not concrete. It's very not concrete. For example, I harvest 1,000 tosai from mat pond in autumn.
Okay.
And many of them cheap quality. Some of them, you know, the high quality which I want to keep. But we don't do the selection completely from the beginning.
Okay.
We drop half of it, for example. 1,000 pieces harvest, drop half of it, 500 pieces, and sell. But those quality not high.
Okay.
But if the activity itself is tateshita, because drop from tategoi, right?
Okay.
So 500 pieces sold. The rest of the 500 pieces is tategoi on October.
Okay.
Right? But a month later, 2 months later, I do the culling again. And let's say I drop 150 pieces.
Okay.
150 pieces is tateshita.
Okay.
But 350 pieces is tategoi.
Tategoi.
Then March, April, do the culling again.
Okay.
Tategoi become 100 pieces.
Okay.
Then tateshita
Yeah,
become 150 pieces. So this is the definition of the word. Tategoi, tateshita. Tateshita is dropped from tategoi selection.
Okay. Yes. So usually the tateshita is fossil.
For sale. For sale. So tateshita quality become higher if the timing is later. Autumn selection, so we start selling the cheaper quality, right? Winter time we do the culling, and springtime we do the culling again. So more later, quality of the tateshita become higher. Yeah, because of the culling.
Oke, masih ada pertanyaan? One more. Okay. That is okay.
Okay. How about is the parent size? Is it important to the next generation of the fish? We call it as a bloodline. Is that important thing we decide as a hobbyist? We decide we buy this fish or not based on the parent size. This I want to ask you.
Yes, I think so. Because I prefer to use the big parent fish because I want to breed the fish which grow into jumbo. So, for example, this year I used one of the kohaku which I bought from Maruboshi. That's over 90 cm. So I can expect the fish also can grow. But it doesn't mean all the fish can become bigger than parent fish. Because the male fish is smaller as well. Male fish is not 90 cm, it's 75 cm, which is quite big enough as a parent fish, male. But bigger parents give more higher chance that the fish grow into jumbo size, for sure.
Oke. Ya. Ya. Preferred ya, artinya ya termasuk salah satu faktor lah. Gitu.
I want to ask to Dr. Citan. how we know, because now as a hobbies we buy a fish from the dealer, and what should we do beside the quarantine just to make sure this fish arrive with the health condition? What should we do as a hobbies?
You should call fish doctor to make sure your fish is healthy. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because that's what I always say to my to all hobbyists before you enter your fish to your pond, before you put your fish to your pond, beside quarantine, you have to call any doctor that can handle fish. You should call the fish doctor to check, because the doctor will get the samples of the gills and the slime, and then also you have to make sure you have to buy from a good dealer, from a really trusted dealer, because it is really matter. Right now there's a lot of dealer not doing any good procedure in their place, in their facility. So you have to choose a really trusted and good dealer. That's what's my advice.
Iya. Cukup semuanya. Udah nggak ada pertanyaan lagi?
Dari media.
Oh, media ada yang tanya. Nggak ada tanya. Oh, nanti mau ngedit juga bingung, campur-campur. Bahasa Jawa, bahasa Indonesia, Inggris, Jepang. Kita harus ngedit juga bingung. Oke, terus itu yang masak. Dan kita semuanya kan begitu excited karena dia datang sendiri ke sini, dan berikutnya dia ini mau melelang ikan-ikannya. Siapa yang udah pegang tombol juga nggak mau ketinggalan, gue mau ikut lelang juga.
Dan aku menyukai